Catherine speaking. Forgot something. I need this. See, welcome back to the creative, chaotic, crazy kitchen. What I'm going to show you today in this little live recording is how to make fabric leather. And as you remember, yesterday I made this. This is fake paper leather instructions. What you can do. Oh, hello, Amber. Welcome for the crafty, crazy kitchen. As you can see, this is my version of this little fun book. And I am going to show you tonight. Hello, you home. Yes, we are going to kitchen crafting tonight in a different angle here. And the reason is I am going to show you how I make this fake leather. Right now, yes, and thank you for 2 of you coming tonight. As you can see, it's look like this. This is simply made out of paper. And the reason I can do this, and as you can hear, it has the structure of fake leather like this. And as you can hopefully see, I don't know, but I did get my sparkle into this. And to pleasure Sue, I have not killed any napkins, not in this episode, so no napkin died in vain to make some craft. I have of course, make some collage, right? But I have very gently, see, cut it with a scissor. So what I have done this to show you today, this is made out of paper, how you paint it. And I have actually used, because once upon a time, long time ago, underwear, nope. Nope. These are my, oh, that could be fun, right? I have forgot my brashiers or something, you know. These are my cotton cloths. Hello, Elizabeth. I'm going to show you how I make my fake leather. As you can see, I have already made and some in paper. And as you can see, what I'm also going to do, this is made of fabric. This is actually a piece of cloth that I have actually used. So this is actually fabric inside here in this one. As you can see, it has a very softer mint to it. And as you can see, it looks and acts like fake leather. It's okay, Connie. Welcome and hi. And thank you for just saying hello. Fabric. Yes, inside here, this is fabric. I have painted and decoupaged with a napkin and made this wonderful, as you can see, squeezable, and it's not breaking leather with old fabric. This I have made here. As you can see, it's a little more rough, but it's made out of paper. So what I'm going to do to show you how I'm going to start to show you how to make one in paper and one in with where you actually use a fabric as a base for it. Of course, you can skip the glitter, but you guys know I'm the glitter queen. So I have tried to put my table. You'll be taking note and please ask. I know I am going to make some little tutorials. Never all. Thank you, Elizabeth. I love you, Kentucky Fried Queen hat. I really do love it. So what I'm going to do is to show you here. Once upon a time, I sort of have this, and this is a leftover of this, you use to paint wood. Actually, it's an ordinary panel paint. You use it for wood. It's like a wash plastic wood paint. And as you can see, I have a small leftover of this plastic water um, that I have used to my panels that I don't use anymore because I have skipped the color and wanted white. So that's what we are going to use because also this has a value. And I mean, you always have these little leftovers of uh, panel paint, door paint, it's plastic paint. I don't know what you call it. This is a water-based, ordinary house paint, but it give like a plastic surface. As you can see, happiness is, and as I told you earlier, no napkin has died in vain tonight. I have started on this one. As you can see, this is also a piece of fabric. I have painted and coated, and I am going to show you how I get started on this. So as you can see, if you have a lot of these bits and pieces after you have sort of made decoupage and you have some, yes, you can make what you call a mixed media or like a collage of napkins onto a piece of fabric. So the question is, do you want to start with the fabric? Hello, Clara. Shall we start with the fabric? And as you can see, I have my purple here. As you can see, this with removable. So this is how I use this. And as you can see, I can just skip around. This is the paper one that I have prepared. So it also have this very wonderful structure. It's like rubber, fake. Hello, Simone. Yes, But today you are going to see my hands because I am going to grab something. Where did I put it? Help me. You know what? It's because I am prepared today. Hello, see here. What I got is some old cotton. I don't know what to use with it. It's just, like um, yeah, like denim, thick, ordinary cotton fabric. This has been for, I know it's, yeah, trousers. Yes. So what we are going to do, I am going to cut it into a napkin size. Like this. I simply take a piece of cloth. You can use old, what do you call it? Oh, cotton, or, you have I'll find out what I would call you. No, call it. Um, but any type, except for loose weaved, you have to have a sturdy weaved. Okay, have you got happy mail today, Lizzie? Elizabeth? So, voila, one piece of cloth. You can also, Elizabeth, use old legs from jeans. And yes, Amber is the magazine mama addict. I'm the, yes, other addict. So I am, of course, you know what? I have forgot, girls. I have forgot the most important. That is, I'm going to tell you, you can also make this with tissue paper. You know what I can use? I think I have. Do I have? So I'm back. No, because you know what? I found out I am going to show you that we are going to make the fabric leather with tissue paper and the paper with the napkin. Yes, I caught. What have you been up to? And of course, to figure out, because I have forgot to bring out the napkins, a very important ingredient. You know what? I think I will take this on the paper and yes, and I'll put this, use this napkin on the fabric. All right. Yes. So you are oh, you are welcome to auction everything you want. I have, I mean, a load of stuff. So, but you're not going to see me. So, are we ready? Eddies, here. You are keep disappearing. Okay, Elena. Oh, was it my undies? Oh, you mean my? These are actually not undies. These are my, gloves, fabric. I use this old fabric as oh, then I hope you have a moving box. I can still hear you. So, are we ready? Can we, do we need to have it lower down? I need it lower. Just a minute. I actually believe I did have see, let's see now. If I do like this, and I really hate this mice here, like this, and then I'll once upon a time come down and say hey for you. This thing keep annoying me. Yes, you can see now, like this, here. What I'm starting out with, as we talked about, a brush and this ordinary paint from, panel you have. So then you simply start to give the paper, or in this case, this is a cotton fabric, leftovers from a pair of jeans I have made. It is not jean fabric, but you could use any time of any kind of cotton fabric or what you wish. But what you're doing is you're giving it 2 coats of this plastic paint. It is a water-based leftover from I have painted here in the kitchen, but I am going to have a new color here. So what we are doing is it's going to have 2 coats of paint in each side. So I hope you don't mind. It takes a little while here. So I hope you know what I mean by using this ordinary. It's not this like chalk, it's more like a plastic paint, acrylic paint. But it's washable, so it give a very, very like rubbery surface to the fabric, and that's what it gives the structure, like fake leather. So start up, and you can also use. I mean, if you have an old dishcloth, cotton, as long as it's not because that will give you a thinner. See, if you, for example, have old, this color, do you call it a dishcloth material? As long as it's firm weaving. Oh, Katie's watching Star Wars. So Osimum is kidnapping my napkins, right? And what are you going to kidnap, Elizabeth? And Amber is kidnapping all my magazines. Yeah. I surely hope your package. I'm so embarrassed, Amber, that this little happy mails I sent for you and Tracy is not arrived yet. I hope it will, but I will go down Monday and ask what had happened. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I would love that. I would love to be kidnapped to Florida. Oh, I can assure you. I have actually considered to, when I don't have my kitty anymore, to immigrate to Florida. uh, I said I don't understand why the happy mail for you and Tracy hasn't arrived yet, but I am going down to the post office on Monday because it's about 6 days ago I sent the package for you and Tracy. So I'm going to find out. So I hope you have a little patience about it. You are going to have it, of course. I mean, that's how it is. I would never cheat you. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it hasn't really been that long, have it? No, thank you, Amber. Oh, that could be nice, Kathy. So, what I'm doing is I'm drying it up like this. Yeah. So, so you know what, girls? I will go and grab my phone so I can see because I have trouble to see. So I am going to pick up my phone so I can follow you guys in the chat. Is that okay? So just a minute. Blush, blush, blush. Oh, you're a wonderful person. Now I got the chat with me. Need to put it a secure place here. Blush, blush, blush. What I'm doing now, friends, is I'm drying the surface. So it's a little sticky, but then I'm going to give it a second coat again. Oh, Amber, you have to. Oh, Amber, only 20. Oh, oh my dear. Do you think it has something to do that you sort of had worked a lot and forgot to keep your quota of and you know what, Amber? I have only bought 6 packets of napkin this week. I am so proud of myself. Um, Now I'm giving it a second coat. And as you can see, I started in this direction with the first coat. Now I'm going this direction. And really, I mean, press the paint down. So the fabric are going to be yes, coated in so it can have the into I don't know what you call it, but it has time to absorb the paint. And this paint is giving a very smooth, elastic way when you warm it up a little bit. I have to say I am a little ashamed Hello, Angela. Yes, thank you, Amber. Yeah, it's only 6 packets, but I have actually talked to my son about making a PayPal, and maybe I should go into that little business with napkins and make little packets with different napkins from Denmark to a fair price. But I am going to not to go Etsy, but perhaps like Facebook or something. Um, doing an email, like a private sale of napkins. As you can see, I have now done my second coat of this magnificent. This is something I have bought. It's called Toucan. Um, yeah, ordinary wood. Um, so bought very cheap. So thank you, Catherine. No, thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Amber. So that was a little idea. Hello, Angela. River. That's Angela, and River is. I can't remember all of you girls. Hello, Jennifer and River. Oh yeah. Oh, Amber, your magazines, your present hasn't. I can assure you, my dear Amber, hasn't it been? But I did something very naughty. There'll be a surprise for you in your happy mail when it arrived. I think I accidentally put a old Danish tabloid royal magazine with all the royal and known here in Denmark in fancy dresses. I think it came into your happy mail because yes. I am going to see if I can send you some of these Danish tabloids, as we call them, with gala dinners. And Susan Hill. So, hi, and Foxy Brenda. You want one, Susan? Yeah. So I am going to give it second try, and I am making fabric leather fabric. You want one of those cigarettes? I hope it's okay. I smoke. I am an addict. So, but you don't smoke, Elizabeth. Oh, you miss it. Um, because I have made this fake paper leather, and I was thinking you might like to see how I make it. So you can go and see what you have old paint left over and some varnish. Um, and then you can simply, reuse it, recycle it into something useful because So, yeah. Oh, no, no, Elizabeth, please don't start smoking. Now, as you can see, it's drying out. As you can see, now it's getting like this. Then I simply give it 2 more coats on the back side here. Start up here and seal the fabric in the acrylic plastic paint. You normally use for panels and doors and stuff like that. I like the way I say stuff like that. What? So, yes, and that's because of the paint, because it's this plastic for wood. So it's getting very flexible, and at the same time it's stabilize it. And I use a water-based, so everything can be cleaned with water. Yeah, it's like latex paint, but for you can also use that. This is a ordinary, I have bought in the supermarkets or in I don't know what you call it, hardware store, where you can buy paint and stuff like that. You can also use ordinary, but this getting a little more heavier, like the one I made with decopage. Uh, uh, where I decoupaged it with these little bit of pieces, like a collage, because it's dry very hard, so it's going to be very stiff. Yes, it is amber. This like we're using, it's get very hard. This one like is like varnish. It's give a very flexible. You never, oh, Susan, do we ever? You never know what you're talking about. Hmm. Oh, then you are going to get some very free leftovers. And I'm sure Elizabeth, if she go out in her garage or something, she might have a lot of these, little leftovers, like the polyfiller stuff. And you know what? It even paint can get too old and get tired. And why not use it? I mean, it's a value you have paid for. So that's what I mean. So get something crafty. And this is also how they did it. Oh, Yes, exactly. Use it, don't lose it. I mean, because you can risk losing it by it's getting bad. So instead of losing, use it. Some tea. Yes, Elizabeth, it does. It is a water based. I don't. I never buy this turpentine heavy stuff. This is a clean water based, and you can clean it up with baby wipes and water and soap. It's like a latex, yes. Oh, sleep, yes, 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 yes. I did, Susan. That's why I'm so fresh and awake here in the middle of the night because I actually fall asleep doing Mary's coffee break. So, sorry, Mary, on the couch. So, so I have slept. I don't want to recommend. Of course, if you have some turpentine based, I would say no because, of course, you can use it, but please beware of inhalation of it. And I mean, um, when you actually are standing and warming it up and the cleaning, and you have all these chemicals and stuff like that. So I never buy this turpentine based or oil based. I simply go for the water based, like latex paint. You can use latex. Latex paint is very expensive, but supermarkets, for example, Aldi, often have a very good price on their paint, where you can buy this water-based very cheap in Aldi's and often Lidl's, where you can buy these very cheap paints that is plastic surfaced. So you can buy it very cheap. I gave about once upon a time 50 kroner for a bucket like that, and that's reasonable cheap. Um, Clara asked, no, Jennifer, what is she making? Yes, I am making fabric, fake leather based on fabric. I'm showing you. No, where did I put it? Here, like this. As you can see here, I have made this little booklet. As you can see, where when I was with Elizabeth, has made one too, like the pages like this. Then I have made this paper fake leather And now I'm going to show you how I make this paper leather like this. And I'm going to show you today how you make this. As you can see, you can do like this, and you have a piece of fake leather with glitter and made by a piece of fabric and a napkin. And I am, as you can see, using old house paint. This is just a wall paint for panels and doors, and it's plastic based, like acrylic plastic based, and water based. So that gives a very smooth, shiny surface. So it's like use it, don't lose it, because often you have a lot of these leftovers from repainting in the garage. Um, so I decided I am going to show you how it's made. First here in a live stream. Then I'm going to show it as a tutorial where I shut it down to about 15 minutes. 2 coats of paint on each side of the fabric or the paper, and it has to be little heavy paper. I have used notebook, um, like this, so it has to be like very sturdy paper. So I'm giving it 2 coats on each side, and now I am going to give it. I am showing you what you're using to. No, as long as it you can actually use any type of fabric except if it's loose woven. It has to be very. I mean, you can use, as I told you, ordinary cotton fabric, but it's not like a cheesecloth. It has to be a very sturdy weaving, not too loose weaving, but a firm. Can, can you like denim? Yeah, like cotton. You can also use polyester, fusion. It doesn't matter. It just has to be, uh, close. I don't know how you say it, but firm, um, not too loose woven. So you can use an ordinary cotton fabric, um, but not like cheesecloth and fabric that with stretch in it. It has to be a sturdy piece of cotton fabric. Um, so what I'm using is ordinary cotton. So as you can see now, I have given it 2 coats of paint, and it's very flexible now on each side. What I'm going to do now is take some for furniture. You can also use if you have a leftover. Again, I use water-based. Varnish. I'll go and clean my. You can also use fabric like this, Jennifer, ordinary fabric, as long as it's, yes, like this, or whatever you have. So you're lurking, Massimo. And you know, sometimes you can actually find some that maybe is wrong colored, or the color. It depends on what paint you use, Susan, but I'll show you how you can make it so you can see it. For you, I'm going to show you another thing you can do. You can actually varnish some fabric so you can make some like placemats, washable tablecloth, how you make your own washable tablecloth. I can show you where you can see the patterns. I can show you how you make this. So what I'm going to do now, as you can see, look. So I am going to show you. This is my little glitter. I was so lucky Judith sent for me. What I have done is taken some of the varnish and put it in a little here, and then I have sprinkled some mixed glitter. Ooh, it's okay. So you're just lurking. I'm going to prepare this. We are going to use a napkin. And keep the napkin ready. I just need to peel it off. I got it very gently. Oh, yes, napkin, the napkin queen. Yay. And this time I have chosen a very fancy one. And I have chosen this one. Can you see it? Yes, you can see it. Then I simply start. I Seriously, and it's because I love napkins. So I definitely don't have a problem with napkins. I love napkins. Then I simply take and give it a very fine coat of varnish here. And it will, of course, dry clear. In this case, it has to be varnish. You can't. I mean, you can't cheat and use Mod Podge. You have to use the varnish um, to keep it the flexibility. And when you can actually see, you are covered. Meow, yes. You are taking the napkin like this and place it on the fabric. And very gently move it out like this. Then I simply trim the excess off here. That's okay, that's not so much. And then you simply dry it a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too, Elizabeth. Ah. When you have dried it, you're simply taking and give it a firm coat of varnish like this. And you simply let the napkin absorb the varnish very gently so you don't rip the surface of the napkin. And that's why I use like this, smooth it like this. And make sure that you take a very thin layer and that you have been all over the napkin and you don't have any bubbles and jumps. No, not when it dry, Elizabeth. I can show you. You can actually wipe it off with a cloth. It is actually to seal. When it's dry, it's actually sealing the paper, so you can actually water it. It's only when it's wet you sort of can remove it with water. I will show you. and it has to sort of cure a little bit, because you have to think about its yeah, you can make a raincoat. I have actually done that for my son, of old fabric and varnish. Um, and when you can feel you have sort of given it a coat all over, and since you have covered the first layer, you simply dry it off. Oh, you know what, Elizabeth? I have one of these avalanche in my bedroom. Yesterday, I need to clean up. You're not the only one. It can be extremely dangerous. Oh, you can do whatever you wish. Make a t-shirt. You can even make a wetsuit, Susan, so you can go to the beach and take a swim without getting wet. What I'm doing is I'm blowing some air underneath to release it. And when you feel it's like you can touch the surface without it sticking, like this. No, it's still a wet. And this is actually very mind-folded, because you are relaxing. It is a no rush. And then we are adding the glitter varnish. Because there need to be a unicorn sparkle. It has to be kissed by a unicorn. And we like that. And I am so pleased that Judith has sent me this wonderful, wonderful dry glitter that we can buy here, because that means I can mix this. This has been a dream come true for a very long time, to be able to mix glitter like this. And when you paint or do with varnish, you have to make sure, because it's very liquid, that you really get it stretched out. Because if it has lump in it, it will dry in droplets. I don't know, Amber. I have never seen it in Denmark. No, I think it has something to do with kids' security, like you have it with Kinder Egg. Um, so and Clara, when she is returning your magazine, just beware that some of the things might be fuzzy cut out. Right, Amber? You just need to check for pretty pictures. Yeah. Oh, Susan. Yes. And when you have the glitter, as you can see, it is still flexible, and it needs one more coat of clear varnish. And as you can see, I use Shine 20. You can also use a very, very shiny, but I like this one because it doesn't make it too shiny. And again, make sure that you are simply make it into an even, very smooth layer on top here. And go over it like this. So you're sure you have a very even layer of the varnish. Like this. And remember, get to the corners. Yes. Oh, I love to see that. Yes, it will. And it never, and it is actually cheaper than go and buy this expensive one. And in I'm done. That means I have given it 3 coats like that. And final drying here. And when you actually have dried it, it needs to settle down or cure. Uh, that's why, as you can see, I have hanged up here for drying. And I think the flexibility of, I'll show you. Yes, and you know what, Brenda, Sashi, you can, I mean, you can choose your own design of napkin. No, but you can do that, Elizabeth. Um, you can do that if you want. You can actually add. We can do it here. Just a second. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. You can do that, Elizabeth. You can actually put a napkin on both sides if you want. Easily. Um, we can do it with this one, but then you simply just do it. Are you thinking about Elizabeth? Do you think about two different type of napkins, or do you think the same print? Because you can easily put the same print on both sides, or you can take another print for the inside. Oh, it's very dark here. Um, just trimming the edges a little bit. So, can you hang on a minute? I'll be right back. As you can see, it's still flexible and you can bend it without crinkle the napkin, but we are going to show, let's see how we do this on both sides, but I'll find another napkin. As you can see, I think this will look good together. So we have birds on one side and roses here. You'll be broke. We have very, very beautiful napkins here in Denmark. I can assure you. This is, I mean, for a napkin addict like me, this is, I mean, Wonderland. I just need to figure out how this is going to be. Yep, like this. Yep, it's going to be like this. I think so. Because that means you can go that way. Yes. So I'm slicing this here for a minute. I'll just go and clean my brush. And oh, I am. Oh, don't worry, Susan. I am not using my favorites. Yeah. Hi. Hi, Mister. Hi. Kan du vente lidt? Jeg skal mor være der. So, first, as you actually, what you're doing, Elizabeth, is you are repeating what you did on one side. On the other side, coat a very thin layer of varnish here on the back. Yeah. Skal du have lidt guffer? Like this. Place the napkin very gently. And leave it for a moment. Yeah, so. So, forgive me for my absence. Sorry. Oh, yeah, oh, yes, I forgot I have a, ooh, I shame on me, Susan. I am going to, yes, 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 yes. What I'm going to do is to take some of the excess off. You can always trim it close to the edge when you're done with it. Like this. And then you simply give it one more time here. A firm coat. Like this. Like we did. What we're actually doing is repeating what we did on the other side. Press it down and really let the napkin absorb. So you can feel that the napkin are absorbing the very thin varnish. That's what we are doing. You can also, of course, choose to use similar. So you use the same napkin print on both sides. But here you actually, by using two different napkins, you have two options for make it reversal. So if you want the pink out, you can take the pink out, or you can take the birds out. So, oh, thank you, Elizabeth. So what you're going to do is you simply coat it all over here in a very thin, and make sure you sort of get rid of any air bubbles. And of course, be careful you don't rip the napkin. So that's why I'm using a very soft brush, flat brush, to make sure. And also important is to remember the ends here to get over. Thank you, Clara. You're welcome, Susan. So I just need to have something to drink. So we are trying. Oh, Emma. watching. Susan, can you see it? Oh, love you too, Susan Hill. I'm so pleased to have met all of you. I am really happy. Where will you go? It still need a little more here. Oh, you are just reading errors. Oh, so and now we need glitter on both sides, right? Arrows. Oh, it has to be kissed by unicorn on both sides, I think. So we are adding some sparkle, glitter varnish. Other ways for you out there that don't like unicorns. We don't like them, but of course you're welcome. And you can also, of course, use ordinary plain one-colored napkin tissue, or you can use a single color or very boring, as I call them, tissue paper to make you fake fabric leather out of. This is an old recipe I have told, and I can so tell wonderful Amber during World War II, when you wanted to have some very nice covers like this, and you simply couldn't find these beautiful printed napkins. You actually did that you simply took old magazines and fussy cut out these beautiful images, and you simply decoupaged them on, for example, a piece of fabric and made a decoupage and paper leather for new books. But you also used it for, like this, in paper. I have an old handbag. I can show you. I have an old handbag my grandmother made of fake leather, like this fabric. Evening bag, and that is made. I mean, this is made out of old fabric and old magazine, fussy cut out, and it is created like this fake leather, made like during World War II, and made into a very beautiful handbag, evening bag for evening dress. You even made this for making slippers and wallets. Uh, you actually use it as book covers and stuff like that. Um, oh yes, you could, Amber. And you can also, yes, if you are small pieces, they were like patchwork and used for handbags and stuff like that. And ready for one more time because it's all in one has to have 3 times. 4 if you count the first very thin layer of varnish. This is the final coat. And then you can actually be a little more rough because you have already sealed the napkin on the 2 layers of varnish. But again, be sure you are sort of smoothing it out. And the reason why I actually use I prefer use fabric is because if it sticks to the fabric, it doesn't do as paper stick to what you're doing because now I'm sure I have every bit covered. Yes, canvas shoes you can also do it with. Yes, I am going, yes, I did think this up a long time ago because I mean, I started to use napkins instead of old magazines and newspaper. You can actually make it with a newspaper print. Um, as book covers. So, I did that. What? Yes, books. You cover. If you had some old books that where the cover went off, you actually design paper like this. We call it fabric leather like paper. Then we simply make new cover. Um, I'll just let it cool a little bit. But as you can see, now you have a flexible piece of fabric, leather. You can bend, you can twist it like this, and nothing happened. See, no wrinkle, no. And when it has been allowed to cure, as I can show you with this here. This is the first one I made, Elizabeth. As you can see, I can even accidentally, on purpose, have a look, drop. See, I'm wasting my coffee like this, on top of it like this, and I can simply, as you can see, wipe it off like that. And nothing had ever happened. As you can see to the napkin, it's still clean. Thank you, Aussie Mom. So, as you can see, you can fold it. This is also, I have only napkin on one side here, but as Elizabeth liked, are you ready, my dear Elizabeth? Here it is, one side and the other side. And what you are going to do now is leave it to settle. And as you can see, you can fold it like this for a cover, or you can make a little beautiful handbag, or you can turn it this way and just make so you have a little something, or you can cut it out. And of course, what I wanted to say is you can also use ordinary one colored napkin. So for example, a brown, and make it look like real brown boring leather. Thank you, girls. So yes, you can also use them as placemats. You can do it. You can actually, I mean, I just cut the fabric like this, but you can actually make a bigger piece or cut the fabric for a placemat. You can do that. As you can see, this one is a little more sturdy because I have used a different type of paint on it. I have used this very heavy wall paint, as I also used for books. You know, this like it gives this like not acrylic, but you know what I mean. For walls, not. And as you can see, I have simply decoupaged it with my leftovers. These are bits and pieces, and this is also, I mean, fabric, but it gets a little sturdier when you use this heavy wall paint like chalk. But then you are simply, when you have done it, you are simply varnishing on the back. I have varnished here. It has got glitter, as you can see. But it also does, and it's give a little more heavy. And the plastic, yes, you can sew on it. Yes, you can. Susan Hill, you can sew on it. That's what I have done here. As you can see, I have stitched this on here in the sides, as you can see. So you can cut it out and you can stitch it like leather. You can actually do it like leather. You can zigzag it, and you can do applique on it. So I mean, it will act exactly like fake leather. So this is, I mean, a little heavier because of the paint, but you can also see this is cracking. So that's why I'm going to give it some varnish. But not now. As you can see, I have already prepared here. What you're doing is, when you do it in paper, what I have done is taking a page like this, and again I have coated it with 2 layers of this ordinary paint here for panels, and it has got 2 coats on this side and 2 coats here. What I'm going to show you, what you also can use instead of napkin, you can actually use this. I have some Mickey Mouse tissue paper, so I can actually make like a fake Mickey Mouse leather look like. And I think I wanted it to go this way for book cover. What you can do is, if you want to have some color, you can actually sort of watercolor if you want some watercolors into it. But I think I'm just keeping it like this, or you can actually tea dye it so it gets a little more like a brown. So let's cut a piece out here. I think I have sent some of this, 4 or 5 sheets of this, for Elizabeth, my dear friend. So and what I like to do is, I think I don't mind to get some tea sprinkle. I think I'll get some. I have some cold tea. So what I'm doing is I'm sprinkling it with some cold nasty tea because I want it to look a little nasty. Because it will dry it up. Okay, you have a new obsession. Ah, okay, yes, but Emma, you can actually use Posse Card out of magazine. So, and you can use old jeans, yes, anything, cotton. As you see now, I got it to look a little more like vintage stuff like this. As you can see, now it's not very nice white. It's coffee stains or tea stains like this. What I'm going to do is clean this again, dry it out here. And this is almost same procedure. So either you take a piece of cardboard, like you can use whatever, and you can, of course, also if you have like a newspaper page or a magazine page, you can use that, or you can make it like a decopage out of fuzzy cuts. So there is no limit. This is paper. That's what I make the little book with. The cloth or the fabric is more flexible. Than the other. Always start with a thin coat of this. Place the tissue paper on top here. And I don't mind it's wrinkle a little bit like this. Now you can actually see the tea stains, hopefully. Can you see them? I just need to see here. I don't know if you can actually see the yellow spots onto it. And then you simply start giving, as we did with the napkin. And again, here, be a little careful, but make sure you are sort of letting the tissue paper absorb this varnish like this. And you can use any color, I mean, it is free limit. I mean, there's no limitation. It's the only thing that sort of limits it is your imagination. So, or what you have around you. You can even do that. You can take ordinary toilet tissue paper and you can spray some colors on it and you can decoupage with this. So you simply do what you want, and you can also I mean it doesn't matter what color this, it doesn't have to be white or gray. You can take a purple or any color you might find as a leftover. I think it's just the charm about having this I mean these different colors onto it. As you can see, I have now really sticked it on, and I am going to try it. Oh, are you buffering? Oh no. Okay, you are good. Oh, you want to come to Denmark? Oh, so welcome, Susan. So, and we need, you know what, we can use the last of my prepared glitter varnish. And then I can actually show you how I make this. A little more. And thanks to Judith, I can make it. So that is a very appreciated gift, this dry glitter stuff. I can assure you, like the rest of the lovely things, and especially Tracy's, I can assure you, make myself a new handbag, and I am going to send her my old one as return with these magnificent ribbons out of scraps she has made. I haven't been good at the corners. I have to remember to make sure you remember the corners. I'm not good at this. I can see, and like here in the sides. What we are going to do now is to dry. Hello, Laura. Good night, Kate, Susan. Sleep well. Oh, so nice to see you, and thank you. And you just take care. Then I am going to show with the fabric that I promised you in another video. Now I'm going to dedicate a video for you, how to make your own waterproof tablecloth. Love you too, Miss Susan. See you. Love you, sweetheart. Susan, sleep well. And now it's ready for the final coat here. And you can also, of course, use fabric underneath, tissue paper. And you can do this now because as I explained with the napkin, you have already sealed it. So you can be a little more rough by the final touch or coat of your fabric or your paper. And if you, for example, used a brown one color napkins. You can actually imitate real skin. Or leather. And I have to apologize and say hello to all new people. If I haven't seen you, I know I have Elizabeth, Patrick, Brenda, Susan Hill, Claire, my wonderful Amber, Aussie Mom, River, here you are. Hello, Jennifer. As you can see, now you got your fake leather and you have sealed it. And I like this cracking, and that I have simply, I mean, it's still, you can squeeze it, and when it's cured, like I showed you, if it has to sort of cure about 6 to 12 hours, and if you, I mean, drop water on it, as I showed you, you can simply wipe it off. And the same with the paint. And of course, I think I'll do that. I'll find a piece of newspaper to put on the back here. So we actually cover both sides. See if I can find something. Too many. Nope. 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 This is the most. There's no pages I like in that one. Hey, Renee. I sound scratchy. I think it's the speakers, hopefully. just to be fun. Or do we? No, I want something with text on. Just a minute. It seems very boring. Yeah, you know what? I'll take this page here. Or do I? No. No. Okay, guys, listen. If you can find, oh, I'll take care. So it's because the weather now in Denmark is very wet and it's cold, and I mean, it is the time of year when you get these colds. I know what I'm going to do. I just spotted something here. You know what? I'll put Dannebrook. I got black and white and red and white here. So we are make it fun. But otherwise, you can, if you have some very thin newspaper and just, fussy cut or rip out the text part, and then you can simply decoupage it on. See, we are going to put some red and white flags on it. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, we got Mickey Mouse here and the red and white inside. Thank you, Elizabeth. Love you. And I don't want you to get sick. We don't like that. So as you can see, you can do the same with the paper. Use both sides. So you have front and back. Like this. Place the napkin or newspaper or magazine paper. Yes. And I'm going to show you, we need a little more glitter here. We love glitter. As you can see, it got sparkly and it has these yellow stains on my Mickey Mouse. What I'm going to do is I'm starting with this. Varnish. So, and I am going to look in my goodie bag. Here, I got silver, I got some red, and this, some of this. We got a little bit of glue. I think I want gold, red, pink, like this. Then I simply take this. Now I need to find where I put my, with the tape. Just a tiny amount. And some red. Here it is. Then I simply close up that little hole. Lucky, this little bag has 4 corners. I need some of this beautiful. Just a tiny little amount. Close it up. And a tiny little bit of gold. So we get a little rainbow. Little small of this. You can, of course, use ordinary glitter glue stuff. Then I'm simply taking my little palette and squeeze it around, mix it up. And the beneficial about using this varnish is that the glitter will not, when you have stirred it like this, it will not fall to the bottom. It's like it's keeping its position in the glue or in the varnish as a mix. As you can see, it simply doesn't fall down or separate. It will stay close to each other like this. Now we have prepared it, but first we need to give it the first coat of varnish before we give it the glitter. So we'll do that. And again, let it absorb here. And remember, corners are important. So you can choose one side, or you can actually put a one colors napkin on one side and a print napkin on the other side, or you can do as here, as a wonderful Elizabeth suggested, two different designs. Hello, Lisa, welcome. So, but I think it was fun to see two different colors or design. And of course, as you can see, this red and white napkin actually have it bleeds. So you have to consider that too. But some can risk to bleed. So you get the colors out, but I think that's okay. Hello, Marianne. Jane. Good to see you. And now it is ready for to be kissed by a unicorn. And I know Elizabeth know what I'm meaning about Kissed by a Unicorn. That means we need sparkle, and I just mixed the wonderful dry glitter with some varnish. And as you can see, as the glitter is spreading very beautiful when you use varnish, it doesn't lump like it sometimes do when you use the glitter glue. And glitter glue, I have a bad experience that when it dries out, the glitter would simply fall off. When you do it with varnish, it's like they are sealed into the varnish, so it is simply touchable, and you don't have unicorn dust everywhere. Your unicorn dust will stay on your paper. In this case, you pick leather. And I will, of course, love is my wonderful Elizabeth is going to show us how she made it in a video. I love it when I see you girls get your inspiration and use it and do it with your touch and with your signature on it. I mean, this is what it's all about. Get inspired and show our different ways of crafting. And I am so happy you like my young creative recycle. Use it or lose it. I mean, something you have to recycle or you just have lying around. And sometimes you can say, I mean, one man's trash, not a man's treasure, but it also depends on what the trash is. As you can see, it's now because, and this is the paper, but as you can see, because of the paint and what you have used, it is very flexible, and as you can see, it has got the leather structure, so you can either have the flags or this side out. So now you have a choice. Do you want to show your nation? This is my flag from Denmark, and we have Mickey Mouse, tissue paper. So I have tissue paper on this side, and I have used a napkin here. Actually, I would have used a newspaper page if I could have find one with only the text on it, but it seems these newspapers I got doesn't have very much text, only commercials, and I don't like commercials or sports or anything political. So I found out I would rather have these red and white flags instead. And when time comes, I am going to short it down as a tutorial. But again, I can only make 15 minutes at time. So I have decided when I have a product like this, or like I call it products, because that's what we are making. We are making products out of old stuff and creativity. So I am going to, when I have showed this in a live video, the procedure, I am going to make a short tutorial where I explain the procedure to people who doesn't want to, and if they want to have the chit chat, they can go and they can replay the live stream. Otherwise, like other things, I will see if I can make little 15 minutes shortcut. But the problem is sometimes with the shortcut, you are missing a lot of information. Amber should be here, Janice. Hello to you. I think Amber is busy by putting Cozy her. Yes, I can do that. So, but I don't mind. We are public. But I am going to do it. So, but I'll figure that out. Brenda, thank you, Foxy. Brenda. But you can see it sometimes if people want, yes, for the tutorial, exactly. But I also think people can ask for it if they want a shorter version. I mean, they can just jump through. I mean, you don't have to watch all 2 hours. You can just go through. Aladdin's flying blanket or carpet. Have a look. Now we just need Aladdin to sit here with Jasmine, right? Hello, Jackie Mac. And now we bring Aladdin on the right again. I'm doing this to avoid speaking. So, as you can see, I have to avoid Aladdin is blowing off. And voila. Yes, flying paper. So, as you can see, it's still, I need a little more here. And here it is, ready, finished, paper, leather, made with a piece of paper, our ordinary panel, plastic, acrylic paint for panels and doors, and some varnish, and old book page. And I've shown you also on fabric. So, and as you can see, it does that you can crinkle like this, open up, and it acts like leather, vinyl, and you can actually use it as journal covers. You can, make bigger pieces, and you can make handbags or cover books or what you feel to make with it. And when it's cured, as you saw, you can spill your coffee. You can make placemats we talked about for your dinner table like this with the fabric, and do like this, and you can actually wipe it off like this. Thank you, Shazzy. So there it is. Here, as you can see, this was the fabric. We used a piece of fabric on this one, fake leather, and you can hear it even have the sound like this, and still movable, and you can waste on it. And this is Elizabeth's suggestion that you put a print on both sides. You can do that, or you can you can use all your napkin scraps like this, and you can use a heavier paint. This is also on fabric. This is a piece of old jeans with sturdy paint. Yes, there are so many things you can use it for. So this was I was going to show you. As you can see, chassis, I have used it for this little mini, and this is the one Elizabeth Brewer got inspired of. I made this, as you can see here. I got inspired from a friend to make this. As you can see, I have hand stitched mine on some fabric here. I took a small piece of fabric or a ribbon, side ribbon, and put it on. Then I have some carpet tape, but it didn't hold, so I put some gaffer here to keep it in space. And this is made out of this fake paper leather like this, but I have just painted it in the inside here. And then I have simply taken some cotton seam trim and hand stitched on like this. So I have a little pocket drawer book if I want. And this is made out of tea-dyed old book pages. This is a Russian Danish dictionary. Thank you, Jessie. Yes, you can do that, Brenda. You can fussy cut it too. I have done that. You can cut it out in little images and stars. You are welcome, Mary Jane. I'm glad you liked it. And now I'm simply trimming off here. And now my computer wants power. Just a minute before we go down. Hope you're still with me. I need the power bank here. Voila. Can you see the sun is rising? Can you see it? The sun is rising in horizon. Can you look at it? Can you remember in the beginning of the live stream? It was pitch black outside. Now, as you can see, the sun. Yes, it was. So now the sun has come up for you. So you're absolutely right, Amber. You're going to see the sun rise in Denmark on a Saturday morning. So, yes. And I hope you have enjoyed my tutorial. As you can see, the tea-dyed spots on it and the kiss of a unicorn. And now we have the paper leather like this. You can use it like this as a journal, or you can make 2 small journals, or what you like to use it for. You can take it as one piece, as a one side for a journal. So that was it. Yes, it's also time for me to go to bed, Amber. And thank you for staying up with me. It must be 10, half 11 in US now. It's time for bed for you. And it's time for bed for me. And I say so much thank you, all of you. You are welcome, Shashi Mac. Shashi, and thank you for all my wonderful subscribers. Have you seen? I am so happy. Thank you very much. And I hope we are going to see each other in another video. And thank you to Elizabeth and all of you. I am looking forward to see you creative ladies in videos. You are welcome. Sweet dreams to all of you. As you can see, the sun is rising and you are ready to go to bed. So, do we have my Elizabeth to say goodbye, darling Elizabeth Brewer? So, thank you all and sleep well for all of you. And love you all. Kiss and hugs from Catherine's kitchen, crazy kitchen. So bye-bye, everyone. Sleep well and thank you. Love you, guys.